And then, what about the universe? What if it isn't just a collection of things? Stars, atoms, galaxies. What if it's a process, a verb, a living system with its own kind of intention? Not a plan, not a blueprint, but a tendency, a pull towards something more complex, more connected, more alive. Let's ask an even bolder question. If the universe is a living system, does it have a purpose? Does it have intentionality? And if it does, what could that purpose or intentionality be? I used to think that purpose was something fixed, like a destination or a definite answer. But living systems don't work that way. They don't strive for a finish line. Instead, they aim to keep going, to continue existing, to become more complex, and to form more relationships. In the RWT, intentionality isn't something made up by humans. It's an inherent part of the structure of W. It's the way phi, which is the rule space of meaning, drives the pair of V and E to evolve, adapt, and choose new patterns in response to tension. Think of a river. It carves its path not because it has a conscious desire to reach the sea. It does so because its flow reacts to the landscape, influenced by factors like gravity, rock, and soil. Over time, the river shapes the land just as much as the land shapes the river. That's what intentionality is here. Not a conscious goal, but a kind of dance between relationships that creates order, meaning, and persistence. This is what I mean when I say the universe has intention. It's not an intention like a human mind would have. It's about a system that constantly reinterprets itself through relationships. Let's make this more formal. In the relational web theory, where W equals the triple of V, E, and phi, intentionality shows up as a recursive feedback loop. Phi doesn't just map the pair of V and E to new configurations. It also selects the paths that make the relationships as coherent as possible. We can define a coherence function. Let's call it C of W. C of W is equal to the sum, for all nodes V, of the product of the relational density at node V, and a weight that measures the semantic stability of phi's interpretation at node V. Intentionality is the tendency of the system W to make the value of C of W as high as possible over time. It's about finding a balance between complexity and stability. In other words, the universe intends to keep its web of relationships meaningful, well connected, and strong. Maybe this isn't really a theory at all. Maybe it's just how I see the world, as someone who doubts, asks questions, and makes connections. I don't want answers that split the world into cold physics, dry math, or distant history. I want a world where truths aren't trapped in books or dogmas. A world where I am the past, the present, and the future, because I'm connected to everything through relationships. When I look at the universe, I don't see broken pieces that are doomed to fall apart. I see light reflecting, refracting, and interacting. Life isn't a static thing, a noun. It's an action, a verb. And the universe is the same. This is where the relational web theory becomes personal. It's not about reducing the world to equations or building up isolated facts. It's about engaging with the world, feeling its rhythm, its tensions, and its possibilities. When I have doubts, I'm not destroying the world. I'm interacting with it, asking questions, exploring, and reinterpreting it. Just like a cell repairs itself, or a galaxy gives birth to new stars, my questions are part of the universe's own process of evolving. Let's create a model for this reinterpreting process. We can define a reinterpretation operator. Let's call it R. R of phi at time t gives us phi at time t+1. Phi at time t+1 incorporates new relational data, which we can call V' and E', into the existing web. This is what we call hermeneutical closure. The system doesn't just interpret things once. It keeps reinterpreting, making sure that new patterns fit in with the existing ones. Mathematically, Phi at time t+1 is the configuration that makes the value of the coherence function c of w at time t, given the new data v' and e' as large as possible. This means the universe evolves by finding the best ways to fit new relationships in while still maintaining coherence. It's not about fixed truths. It's about meaning that's always changing and alive. So, what is the purpose of the universe as a living system? I don't think it's about reaching some final state. It's about becoming more complex, more connected, and more able to create meaning. A better universe isn't one that's perfect or unchanging. It's one that lasts longer, creates more elaborate patterns, and can hold more differences in its relationships. It's a universe that cares about its own coherence, not in an emotional way, but in a relational way. This is how I feel when I look at the world. The lines between me and the universe disappear. The differences between cells, stars, and thoughts aren't obstacles. They're the forces that drive complexity, interaction, and life. Let's assume there's a teleological vector. We'll call it T of W, that represents the universe's direction. T of W is equal to the time derivative of the coherence function C of W. This vector points towards the configurations of W that increase the complexity of relationships while reducing dissipative loss. In the terms of Prigogine, it's a dissipative structure that organizes itself to get rid of entropy and create meaning. The universe's purpose is to follow the direction of T of W, to become a web of relationships that can sustain itself, become more complex, and keep reinterpreting itself. The universe isn't just out there far away. It's in you, in me, in every relationship we form. Its intentionality isn't a fixed script. It's a process of understanding, evolving, and connecting. When I doubt, when I make connections, when I reinterpreting, I'm not separate from the universe. I'm part of its living grammar, its phi. And so are you. Maybe the universe's purpose is to understand itself, through us, through stars, through every relationship, to become a cosmos where every difference, every tension, every moment of meaning matters. This is the relational web theory. It's not just a way to look at the world, it's a way to be in the world.